It's Trump without Trump. These are the actual words of the President of the United States of America. You won't have to see his face or hear his voice. This quote is from the Oval Office press conference from Monday, August 25th, 2025. You come here from Iowa. You come here from Indiana. You come here from Idaho because you're so proud of your country. You love your country. And then you get murdered. Your son gets murdered. Your daughter gets murdered. And you get murdered. See the media? You get murdered. Many of you have been mugged in Washington. You just don't want to talk about it. And I know that every time I do this with you, you almost have everything. But every time I do this with you, you people are saying to yourselves, he's right. He's right. And then you write a negative story. Donald J. Trump. And then they'll spend hundreds of millions of dollars on a road. I'll spend about $2. And it will look better. Donald J. Trump. And we want it spotless for the World Cup and for the Olympics. You said the World Cup was here the other day, and come to think of it, there's your trophy for the World Cup. In fact, it's solid gold. That's actually solid gold, so heavy that some of the people in this room wouldn't be able to lift it up. I think that's what I'm going to do, is place it right there above the angel, right over there. That's how we're going to put it right up there. Look at that solid gold trophy. They know how to get me. You know. Donald J. Trump. Just a quick note, the FIFA trophy is not pure gold. It's not solid gold either. It's hollow, and that's a reproduction. The original trophy remains with FIFA.
Curiously, those doctors Rudy spoke to seem less interested in the current president, who's rapidly outpacing Biden in the brain not work good department. Dude drops a new banger basically every day.
President Trump once again claimed he issued a warning about Osama bin Laden in a book he published a year before the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks.
Please remember, I wrote about Osama bin Laden exactly 1 year ago, 1 year before he blew up the World Trade Center. And I said, you got to watch Osama bin Laden. And the fake news would never let me get away with that statement unless it was true. But I said 1 year before to Pete Hegseth, I said 1 year before, where's Pete? In the book, I wrote, whatever the hell the title, I can't tell you. But I can tell you there's a page in there devoted to the fact that I saw somebody named Osama bin Laden, and I didn't like it, and you got to take care of him. They didn't do it. A year later, he blew up the World Trade Center, so we got to take a little credit because nobody else is going to give it to me.
Hey, Rudy, show this clip to your doctors. There are like 9 different dementia symptoms in that one clip. Finding the dementia in that clip is like finding Waldo in a book called Oops, All Waldos. Let's just go through them all. First, he says he wrote about Osama bin Laden a year ago, which would be very late if it was true. Then he claimed he said you got to watch Osama bin Laden a year before 9/11, words he never said. Then he claims the media lets him get away with the story because it's true, even though the media has repeatedly debunked the story because it's not true. Then he claims he said it to Pete Hegseth, who was a college student at the time and probably wouldn't have heard it anyway because he was busy doing a keg stand. Also, he says, where's Pete, and has no idea where Pete is. And then he says he can't even remember the title of his own book. Then he says he wants credit for predicting a terrorist attack he did not predict, and even if he did, would not be grounds for someone giving someone credit. I mean, even if someone did warn about bin Laden before 9/11, you wouldn't go up to them afterward and say, like, dude, you called it. Kudos.
What are you doing? Get the fuck out of here! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Get him out of here, John!
Fucking piece of shit. You ain't fucking American.
All right, you got me.
Get off of him! Get off of him!
It's Trump without Trump. You won't have to listen to his voice or see his face. This quote is unedited and 100% accurate. This is from an Oval Office press conference on September 22nd, 2025. These are the words of the President of the United States of America. So, there's no downside in taking them separately. In fact, they think it's better. So, let it be separate. The chickenpox is already separate because when that got mixed in, I guess they made it for a while. It really was bad. So they make chickenpox individually. They're okay when you mix them. Something maybe happens, so there's no downside in doing it. It's not like, oh, if you do it, bad things. No, it's only good. And it may not have that much of an impact, but it may have a big impact. So let those be taken separately. And then hepatitis B is sexually transmitted. There's no reason to give a baby that's almost just born hepatitis B. So I would say wait till the baby is 12 years old and formed and take hepatitis B. And I think if you do those things, it's going to be a whole different. It's going to be a revolution in a positive sense in the country. There's that. I have experienced firsthand what this country is going through, what parts of the world are going through. And I will say there are parts of the world that don't take Tylenol. I mean, there's a rumor, and I don't know if it is so or not, that Cuba, they don't have Tylenol because they don't have the money to put Tylenol, and they have virtually no autism. Okay, tell me about that one. Donald J. Trump.
They're defunding all the programs, why are we paying taxes? If they're defunding all of the programs, why are we paying taxes? If they're defunding all the programs, what are the taxes for? They're defunding all the programs.
So we're really not going to address the fact that allegedly the day before Charlie Kirk he was literally sending $30,000 to a trans woman on OF and was watching trans women corn. $30,000, and Shorty showed the receipts. She showed proof, allegedly. Wait, we're not going to talk about this?
It's Trump without Trump. You won't have to listen to his voice or see his face. This quote is unedited and 100% accurate. This is from a ceremony where Trump honored the late Charlie Kirk with the Presidential Medal of Freedom on October 14th, 2025. These are the words of the President of the United States of America. When you see these violent incidents, and then you see people holding this gorgeous sign with beautiful wood, beautiful cardboard, wood, everything's perfect paint job, and they're all the same. There are thousands of them. You know that they weren't made in the basement out of love. They were made by anarchists, and in some cases wealthy. I'll probably find some of my nice friends that are up there being so nice to me, especially lately. They've been very nice, but it surprises you who they may be. And you almost wonder why. Why would they do it? But they're hurting our country, and we're really taking it back one by one. If we didn't go into Los Angeles early on in the administration, the commissioner, the chief of police, Los Angeles said if they didn't go in, we would have lost our city. Now, they already lost 25,000 houses to fire because they wouldn't let the water come in from the Pacific Northwest, which they should have done. And I tell you, better do it. They didn't do it. And we had 25,000 homes where they had no water in the sprinklers. They had no water in the fire hydrants. It would have been a different kind of thing if they did what they were supposed to do. We had a break-in. We broke in and had the water come down. They said, for the environment. Great. They lost 25,000 houses. It's incredible. Donald J. Trump.